Greetings and ready for evolution. I'm your brother and friend, Brother Eric Trey Muhammad, welcoming you to the next edition, episode 7 of It's All About the Dream, the lecture series that happens here each and every Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern in the United States time zone. Today's session, which is episode 7, we're going to talk about the gap between knowing and doing. And we're going to draw from chapter 1 of my book that just debuted July 15th, Only Doing Gets It Done, the proven path from intention to execution. So we're going to delve into that just a little today in this brief time we have together. And I want us to know and understand that there's a big idea out here. And that big idea, excuse me, big idea just mainly says that knowledge alone never changes lives. And this is absolutely true, folks. Knowledge alone never, ever changes lives. We can get all the education, we can get all the degrees, we can have all the letters behind our names, we can have all the sheep and lambskin on our walls, but knowledge alone never changes lives. It's action. Action transforms potential into all results, amazing results. Okay. Without action, you never know your true pedigree. Without action, you never know who you are. Without action, you're never proving to yourself, not so much others, but proving to yourself that you have a stake in this thing called life. See, I'm come from a, a, a line of folks that understand that it's never about you knowing the wrong people or the right people. It's all about you, the people knowing you are the one. Okay. So the big idea is transformed through action. Action. Everybody's been given a unique things, unique set of fingerprints, unique set of footprints, right? Okay. You can sound like someone, but not be exactly the same. The idea that you are blessed with is yours and yours alone to manifest your true value to the world. But in order to do that, you have to take the action. You can think on it a long time. You can think it might be relative or maybe not so relative. But until you take action to test the ground, you will never, ever know. And the people who have been birthed to look for you will never find you. Now, there's a knowing doing gap. All right. And originally, I had this title, Doing Knowing, meaning the gap between doing and knowing. But so many people are stuck in the knowledge side of it. With so many of us stuck on the logic side of things that I decided to change the approach. Instead of saying the gap between doing and knowing, I reverted back to knowing and doing. Now, let me just share this with you. Most people know what they should do. Most of us do. Even from children, we know inherently what to do most of the time, but we just choose not to do it. And then here's the logic behind it. As a child, why didn't you do that? I don't know. Didn't you know you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z? Yes. Why didn't you do it? I don't know. And that carries forward into our adulthood, folks. Most of us know what to do, but we don't take the action. Few consistently do it. Now, this is related to a lot of different reasons, but a main reason are habitual behaviors. Habitual behaviors. That's known as a paradigm. The paradigm is a mental construct of habitual behaviors, and almost all of our behavior is habitual. The only thing is we don't control them. We didn't put those habitual behaviors in place. We only act on remote control. But habitual behaviors came with our birth into the world. We're receptors for everything that was around us, the entire environment around us, and that created what's known as your subconscious mind. Then, as you get older, that behavior that you received has now migrated to schools or of instruction. Now have migrated into ways of life. Now have migrated into workforce. If you always do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always gotten. So you're coming to a world and you'll basically behave in the pattern that's already been laid out, and you had nothing to do with laying out that pattern. That's the paradigm. That's habitual behavior. Until we construct or reconstruct the paradigm, until we take charge of our mind and implement our own behavioral system, then little will change. Most people know what they should do. Few consistently do it. And execution is the difference. Okay? Common barriers, fear of failure, procrastination, perfectionism. It's got to be right. Waiting for the right time. It'll never come, folks. I'm here to tell you these are common barriers that you battle with within yourself, that I battle with within myself. But every day I take it to task. Every day I take it to task. And thousands of us, the dozens gathered in the Wish to Winning Coaching Club, we take it to task. We believe that if you can hold it in your see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. And then it's just a matter of moving forward. Some people style it this way, knowing or having the end in mind. So we don't wait for the right time. We don't wait for it to be perfect. We don't wait to be great. See, you won't start being great, but you can't be great if you don't get started. So you had to remove that fear of failure, which most times is a fallacy. We had to remove the procrastination. That's the comfort zone that we don't necessarily want to break because we're worried about what people may think. We got to get out of that perfectionism excuse because it's not realistic. Nothing is perfected before action. Waiting for the right time, it will never come. The moment you're blessed with the thought, the idea, that is yours. And the right time to act on it is when it's realized. Now, there's a formula, and that formula is that action creates clarity. It creates clarity. I'm going to share with you exactly what I mean by that. If you learn to begin before you feel ready, something amazing will happen for you. Confidence will follow. When you begin, confidence follows action, and then momentum follows movement. Begin, confidence, momentum. You have to start, folks. You have to start with your belief system. You have to start with your idea. And the faith of the idea is fueled by the belief, right? Confidence follows action. Confidence is that tool, that muscle, that ingredient that only grows, that door only opens from the inside. Nobody outside of you can give it. But when you step out on what you believe, you'll find yourself embracing the next steps to follow. Because once you take the first step, another one's going to naturally follow. But if you don't take the first step, you'll never know what the next one is. Confidence follows action. Momentum follows movement. Now, this is what we also consider as applied wisdom. Knowledge becomes wisdom, but hey, folks, only when it's applied. I'm telling you, you can know everything in the world, you can quote everyone, right? But if you don't take the action that executes the wisdom behind what you've learned, it doesn't mean anything. Daily execution beats endless preparation. You can prep all the day long. But if you don't come to the show, if you don't get in the dance, if you don't perform, then the preparation is meaningless. Think about how you like to be remembered. That's a worthy ideal. How about we did a presentation that's on this channel yesterday from which the winning open house that we did. And the question that I raised there was, what would it look like to make your annual income monthly? What would that look like? What would that feel like? Why did I ask that question? Because I want you to think, construct, to draw, to envision that reality. What does it look like? How does it feel to know that your annual income is now a monthly income? Lock that image in your mind. Why? Because our mind operates off of images. Lock it in your mind. See it. See what it looks like. Look at how you feel behind it, right? Do that. Do that. And then what happens? It now preps you to step forward. A decision can be made. Knowledge becomes wisdom only when applied, and daily execution beats endless preparation. And this closing the gap between knowing and doing, I want to give you an action step to take, a call to action. And if you continuously do this around one meaningful thing, you'll close the gap between knowing and doing on a daily basis. You ready? Identify one meaningful action. Identify one meaningful action. And then that action that you've identified, do it today. And then repeat that action every day until it becomes a habit. And that's how you begin to deconstruct the habitual behavior known as the paradigm. That's how you start to take charge little by little of those freedoms to do, to act, to be as you intentionally desire. Identify one meaningful action, do it today, repeat daily until it becomes a habit. Can you do that? Now, remember this as I close. Thoughts create vision. Belief creates expectation. Decisions create commitment. Action creates results. Only, I repeat, only, I repeat it again, only doing, folks, gets it done. I do want to thank you for the time and attention you afforded me this afternoon. Our um, series on Fridays, they never take long. It's all about the action that you're willing to take. Now, our book, as I mentioned, is out, and I'm going to see if I can bring up a copy of it, or I might just go to the internet and see if I can do it that way. Give me one moment. Show you where you can get a hold of it. On Amazon.com, you can get our latest book entitled Only Doing Gets It Done. We released it on the 15th of this month, and we literally gave away hundreds of copies yesterday, or set up to give away hundreds of copies. I don't know exactly how many were distributed, but I'm going to do my best to bring it up here for you. Okay, here we are. Share the screen. On Amazon.com, you can get a hold of the book, Only Doing Gets It Done. It's the proven path from intention to execution. It's available in on Kindle. You can read it on Kindle, or you can do an ebook download for only $12.99. You can get the paperback edition, which is only $35, and you can get a hardcover edition for $55. This is the book, and you're welcome to go to Amazon to get a hold of your copy. So, with that being said, as my dear sister Jazzy would say, I'm complete. I'm prayerful that you have a great rest of your weekend. We have a lot of great opportunities. We have a lot of great operations. Folks, we believe in multiple sources of income. We have found them. And those who are attached to us, you're going to find out more about them. You can also drop a comment or ask a question in the comment section of YouTube, and we'll be glad to acknowledge your question and share with you those things that have proven beneficial to us. I want to thank you again for your time and attention. I look forward to seeing each and every one of us on the next live stream. And again, God bless, stay blessed, try not to hurt nobody unless you just have to. All right, family, forward.